Hey everyone, 30.6 here, and welcome back to another episode of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the Rising Sun campaign. And we're back in the constructor where we left off last episode, trying to figure out a heavy cruiser. And I think I want to experiment with the heavy scout cruiser hull. I quite like the way it looks, and I've already, as you can see here, I've already done most of the stuff. I'm also trying to get used to my new office chair. I think I put it together correctly. Well, if you hear a loud banging and crashing in the recording, well, I guess that'll give you your answer. Anywho, these guys I want to supplement the Kongo class. So I want them to be quick, I want them to be able to follow and engage. So if I can give them 10-inch guns, I might. I think that's a little bit too big, so I think we'll stick with the 9s. We're going to go 9-inch quadruples. Turret 4, turret aft. And then medium. It's good size. There we go. Alright. Might have to shift some things up or back a little bit. So, funnel. Everything's going to have to move aft, alright. And again, really, the purpose of these cruisers is just to support the battlecruisers. So I don't expect them to do, like... These guys aren't designed to be with the main fleet. These guys are solely purpose-built to be with the... Kongo class. I was already getting nervous with that weight. And again, we haven't adjusted the 9-inch guns. So, let's upgrade these all the way. What if we did 8-inch quads? Not as overweight, which helps. Thinking the 9-inchers are still the way to go. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way. Still overweight. reducing the range helps. We also have a massive 4-weight offset, which is probably part of the problem. For these 9-inch 40 calibers. Oh my gosh. Okay. They're really overweight. Haven't even added secondaries yet, which is a concern. So what if I drop these down to 9-inch triple 40 caliber guns? So that's a little bit more reasonable. We still do need to save some weight, though. It's taking up so much weight. The armor scheme is pretty standard for me. I mean, I guess I could drop it down to a 5-inch 4.5 belt. Maybe a 5-inch deck instead. That saves some weight, alright. Couple of 2-inch guns, and then probably just a bunch of 3-inch duels. Weight offset? Where? There it is. Okay, let's try that again. Then some 3-inch triples. Leave them as they are. again, these guys' purpose is just to support. Is really just to support the Kongo class. The Chokai class. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. Save it. And we're building a new fleet for the Congos, if I remember correctly. Yeah, here in Busan. So we'll assume 4, maybe like 6 Chokais, maybe? Sure. Where is it? Alright. Just waiting on those battleships to clear out of the dockyard, really. Alright, let's see. Months, and then we can sort out the fleet. Make sure I'm losing relations with Germany. Not really. Nice. Now once they recommission, we'll get them back into service. I meant to piss off the Germans. Okay. Alright. In case you're all wondering why I'm doing this, I'm doing this to help just split up the fleet into roughly even task forces. get you guys deployed. Please deploy to I don't know, Black Sea or something. Okay. Yamashiro, take we're pretty much limited by the task force crew size is the major problem. So as much as we have death stack fleets, we can't effectively use them that much. We'll say this chair's comfy though. Very comfy. It's got nice armrests too. My old chair didn't have armrests, so I like it. I like having the armrests. It's a proper office chair. Yeah, 2.5 in the Black Sea. Oceania, we should be losing relations there. Alright. Alright. Britain likes us a bit too much. I think we can sack a little bit of relations. Just try to move the ball along. I mean, worst case scenario, I could just pop out a couple submarines and just have them sit here in the Baltic. this is the death stack, so the only other fleet left in the Pacific is these two. Let's see what we're getting in research. Just kind of take a peek. Super propellers, engines, marine diesels 2. Alright, armor quality, modern armor 1. Be kind of big if we could get that. I'd like... Actually, while we're thinking about it, while I'm thinking about it, once we get Mark III 18s, we'll design a Yamato, but for now, Ise's were the last class. We should probably make this 60,000 tons is fine. This is not going to be a historical Nagato. Okay. Do I not have access to the Pagoda Tower on here? Not need that much armor. It's feasible. There's not much we can do about armor if it hits. gun. Don't know if this class is feasible right now. Just on a pragmatic level, I don't know if I could do a quad gun 16-inch battleship right now. This tower just takes up so much room. Go with the compromise tower. Immediately overweight. The reason I'm so skittish about getting these ships armored well is because I know that we've not fought German ships, and by now I'm assuming most nations are starting to put 15s and 16s on their battleships. Because even right now, look at how much spare displacement we have. A 16-inch belt is kind of the minimum. Deck is just, we can't. I mean, we could Citadel the crap out of this, but I really don't think it's going to matter. Drop the range, but that doesn't give us a lot of room for secondary guns of like any useful caliber. Sure, we might be able to fit a couple of 5-inchers on here, but I say that. Problem is, she needs range, and I don't know if I can give it to her. I mean, it could go up to maybe 62,000 tons. Okay. Not much there, but I bet you the 5-inch guns are a little ridiculous. Yeah, they're 5-inch 45s. I'm thinking here, guys. I'm thinking here. This would effectively give us a triple. This gives us a 9-gun, 16-inch battleship. But I guess would form up with the Congos, maybe? It's just the range is the problem. Give max range back. And that would help, so I can actually travel somewhere. Yeah. 26 knots. Well, actually, what if we did 24? Be the same speed as the Ises. They'd be slower than the Congos, which is kind of the point. But they would carry a heavier firepower. I think we do it. I mean, if I could get another 5-incher back here. Just to make the numbers even. And then I'll put a 5-inch gun up here. Yeah. They're 62,000 tons each, so we have to be mindful that these guys are going to block up major ports. 27 months. How much spare shipyard capacity do we have? If I build 4, 62, that's 124. So 200,048 tons. So we'd have about 300,000 tons left in the shipyard. Which, I suppose, we just commissioned new ships to be built. And it kind of limits, well, I'm going to do it. Full send. Too early for Shinano. No, we're not doing that yet. actually, the Nagatos were technically Dreadnought classes, so I'm actually really pushing it here on the namesake. But I do guess that because the next class would be the Yamatos were the next class, so I guess it's not too bad. And these are much bigger. These guys are going to have to be sent to their own port, because I'm not building these anywhere. Where can I send them? Task force, guess we could build them in Hokkaido. Alright, so we're pretty much dockyard locked for a bit. That's fine. I don't want our unrest getting too high is the problem. Minus 2.5. Let's keep going. Try to see if I can force something to happen. Not mean to close that. Alright. I'm trying to think what our main need is right now. We could use more battlecruisers, because I'd like, as a general rule, I'd like to have a similar number of battlecruisers and heavy cruisers. Plus, we're about to get 6 new, so theoretically this would go from 26 to about 32, but I know 1 is not operational, so we'll have about 2/3. Please don't be another design. It's a new design. Alright. Mark 5 3s. How are relations looking with Germany? They're slowly coming down. Might be time to just... I got an idea. go into the Baltic. I have a plan. No. Yeah. And then I think somewhere I've got submarines. I've got submarines somewhere that I can move if need be. .5. Nice. I'm just trying to make sure I'm losing relations with Germany. Preferably as fast as possible. Now that there's convoys moving, we should be able to maybe do some stuff. Triple hull. It's pitiful. How's your fuel looking? You guys are alright. Could dispatch a secondary task force. From where? Could take a couple of the Fuzos and send them out there. Let's tell you what. Owari, Hatsutse, take all 3 of the heavy cruisers, a few of the light cruisers, and a spattering of destroyers. Because when the war pops off, I want to make sure I've got ships here in reserve. Which fleet is this? This is Kaga and Toza with the Katsuragis. I could also dispatch them, but I'm not quite interested in that. Just biding our time, I guess. Push that train along. France, Britain doesn't, or yeah, France, Germany doesn't matter. Advanced fire control, Mark 5 threes. Germany is losing their entire merchant fleet. Let me check the research screen. Alright, we've unlocked every cruiser. These are just blank text. Could commission up a bunch of subs to pop out right here in Romania. Because I'm going to need them. I might just build like 20 or 30 subs. And then just sit them along the German coast when the war starts. Should probably transfer all my submarines out here, actually. Although when I feel like we're at like 88 tensions, I'm going to pull these guys to the Black Sea. Because that's where I want to focus most of my naval invasions. At least that's the plan. Election just happened, so tension is back down to 0. Chile finally scrapped their first destroyer. It's odd. No. No. Okay. Need to keep an eye on this. When it starts getting into the 80s, I want to make sure that fleet isn't in the Baltic. Because if that fleet's in the Baltic, it's going to get destroyed. And we do not want that. It'd be a bad time. Turret mechanisms? What is this? Yeah, just better naval gun barrels. Alright. The Chokai cruisers are done. There'll be a commissioning. Come on. Modern armor. starting next turn, I want these guys out and back to the Black Sea. Sorry, I'm singing again on mic. I'm gonna pull these guys back. So I have a feeling we're gonna need y'all. Starting to get a fleet here and I don't like it. You're doing nothing but a large-scale training exercise in the Black Sea. Now, for lore-wise, I'll say the local governor in German Anatolia decided to cut the Bosphorus, and we had to force our way in to reopen trade. So the fleet is moving back. Come on. Come on. I need the end of the campaign death war. Honestly, I would have preferred a death war against France, but since France doesn't exist right now, you know. Alright. So that is that. We are now at war. And the first thing I'm going to do is begin the naval invasion of probably... German New Guinea first. And then we'll go from there. With that being said, I am going to dispatch the Sasebo task force to immediately make headway. See, so the problem is we can't get out of the Black Sea, and I had that in mind. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to send a fleet to invade the Dardanelles. So I'm going to send that task force, probably the fleet out of Vladivostok as well. Split in half. So it's pretty much going to have to blow our way through the Bosphorus, and then these are the... This is Shikishima. These are the Konkos, right? Yeah. And then once they're moved, we'll get the fleet out of Maizuru set up, because this is the other Amagis with the Katsuragis. So we'll get them moving. The Konkos are basically going to serve as the invasion fleet, and then as soon as I think this fleet's pretty much set, so I'm going to immediately send them to the Med as fast as possible. This is their job. They're a fast task force. And send them there. Alright, so next episode we'll start doing operations in the Death War. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.